So for the Aurora Arts Alliance, as I explained a little bit, it's a loose grouping of artists and community members who are interested in the arts that we're hoping to just provide opportunities for people to network and to learn so that we can push forward public art in Aurora. So one of the ways that we want to do this with the Arts Alliance is by having a monthly meetup. So this would be the November meetup. And the structure that I would kind of like to see for that is that we have a specific date so that people know to expect it. So right now we're looking at the third Thursday of each month at around 7 p.m. And then I'd like to start each meeting with a presentation from an artist or a community member that would be of general interest for artists. The presentations will be brief. The goal is 15 to 25 minutes. If this one goes over 20 minutes, you have permission to just exit because this should be a pretty brief one. Once the presentation is, the presentation for December is going to be Jen Evans, the Director of Public Art, and she's going to run a workshop on how to prepare RFP and RFQs for if you want to submit for work for the city. So when the city puts out a request for proposals or for qualifications, she'll walk you through that process because it's a little bit intimidating if you haven't done it before. It's relatively straightforward, but you need to prepare your portfolio and to have your artist statement, and she can help you walk you through the paperwork. Once the presentation is over, there'll be time for announcements. So anybody who's in attendance can make an announcement. If you have a project or an event coming up, go ahead and let people know. And anything that gets announced at the meetings, I will put into the newsletter that's going to go out twice a month. And finally, we want to have networking time. Eventually, we'll be in the gallery or we'll be at a restaurant or a bar where people can, drift off into groups and chat. For the foreseeable future, we're going to be virtual. So we're experimenting with breakout rooms and lots of other options. So if you have ideas or if this format is not working for you, let us know. We can tweak things. And I mentioned before that there will be a newsletter. I'd like the newsletter to go out twice a month where we talk about different activities that are coming up. Oh, Jen's here. Where we discuss different activities that are coming up, any sort of events, and then to have whatever opportunities are coming down the pike. So if we get notice from somebody that there's a call for artists or job opportunities that are related to artists, we'll throw that into the newsletter. And any announcements or updates from Public Art or from any of the organizations that we work with. We'd also like to include a guest feature. So if you've got a blog post or a YouTube video, or if there's something you really want to talk about or share with the group, you can send it to me. And then, so basically every 2 weeks, we'll have an opportunity to feature whatever work or projects you want to share with the group. If you are not registered for our mailing list, go ahead and shoot me an email and I will happily add you to the list. Also, if you have any content that you want to add to the newsletters, go ahead and let me know. And then the last slide is talking about 2021 plans for the Aurora Arts Alliance. Like I said, this is a fairly informal group, so we don't have this omnibus plan, but we want to keep going with monthly meetings because it provides a lot of opportunities for people to learn and to connect. And one of the things that we're hearing from the community is that people would really like to do art jams and to have more opportunities to be in public and to be making art together. For right now, we can help facilitate that virtually, but we're really looking forward to having other events where we can be outside and making things and working together. And we're hearing people loud and clearly that you want to be in the neighborhoods making art. And so Jen has been working really hard on making that happen and for facilitating that for people to be able to be in their own neighborhoods and making art in their own neighborhoods. And then one of the things that I threw up onto the Facebook page this week is that we'd like to create a catalog for private funders. So if someone comes to us and says, I have a restaurant, I would like to have a mural on that restaurant, or I would like to hire an artist to do something in my business, instead of just saying, oh, you should call this person, we'd like to be able to give them a catalog. Here are the people who work in Aurora, here are examples of their work. And so there is a form, and I can throw that into the chat that you can click on, and it lets you enter your information and upload photographs. And I wanted to take a look. We'll see if the screen share will let me do that or if I need to exit. Are you still looking at a PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay. I have to stop screen sharing. And then
You know, Kate,
yes,
hi.
hi.
It just occurred to me now that maybe we should add a column to that Airtable for people who are only really into exhibiting in gallery spaces. I do get an awful lot of requests looking for people, like sometimes say the hospital will call me and wants work for the walls or that kind of thing. If maybe Aurora Downtown or some business is looking for art to put up in a pop-up gallery or something like that, because not everybody in town works on the scale of public art, but maybe we could include that in the service. And since it's easily searchable,
Right.
That yeah.
Yeah, we can add that. No problem. Thank you. That's a good suggestion. I want to take a look. I want to just show you. Hi, Rebecca. I want to show you an example of how the catalog is going to look. A couple people offered to beta test it for me, so they filled out the form and uploaded their stuff. I really like Airtable, the program that we're using. Are you able to see the Aurora area artists? All right, so the cool thing about this is that when you hover over it, it flips through all of the pictures that they've uploaded. So if somebody says, I want to hire an artist, they can go in, they can filter it. So if you're only looking for somebody who does murals, you can filter by that. And then all of the people who filled it out for that category, you can scroll through and take a look at their work at a glance, or you can click on it and go in and read their entire profile. If you're an artist and you're filling this out, every field except for your name and your email address is optional. So if you want to upload pictures, great. If you don't, also fine. You want to include a bio and your experience, fine. But none of it is necessary. It's just whatever you want to be out there, to be searchable by people who are looking for that sort of thing. So one of the things that I would love to hear from all of you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be tonight, are what topics you would like to learn more about during the monthly meetings, or if there are any topics that you would like to share or teach about. You can throw that into the chat, you can tell us about it here, or if you come up with it later, please feel free to email me and we'll get you onto the schedule.